It is early in the AM here, but this is the time that I have to film this video. So hopefully my voice is a little okay. I know it's just like kind of groggy and I just woke up, but let's get to it. So my setup for June, along with a hashtag hot and sticky challenge that I am going to be doing for the summer. So the pen I'm using is a Uni Jetstream. It's a 4-in-1 in a 0.38, and that just means that it has the standard black, blue, green, red, and then of course it has a mechanical pencil. I'm still in my standard or regular sized Traveler's notebook by Traveler's Company in black. On the inside, I have this journaling card by Tim Holtz, and I just keep some password hints on the back of this, just because I'm just terrible anymore. I used to use the same 3 passwords, but then they didn't work anymore because people wanted like several capital letters and several, numbers and then several like exclamation points or what have you. And I just was like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with all of this. I have my monthly in here and it's wrapped around with this plastic cover. And I just keep like stencils in here from other planners because if I don't, I'm going to forget to use them. I mean, I haven't used them yet, but it's been like only 3 days. So, give me a break. On the inside here, I have some like ephemera, if you can see back here. They're just pictures from my Instagram to use in my journal, but I leave them there so that I can see them. And then these are these really hideous stickers that came with the 2019 Traveler's Company sticker pack. And I loved all these stickers, but these are just kind of awkward because they're not like a lovely cream. They're like a really gross off yellow. I don't know. Sometimes I use them for icons, so they're there. I'm working with them. We're already in June. I can't believe that. So at the end of this month, we are going to be halfway through the year. How does that happen? I mean, I know how that happens. I have been productive and I've been looking down and writing, and then I looked up and it was June. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, so off to the side here, let me show you a blank spread. So this is the Traveler's Company 2019 dated insert. And off to the side here, I'm just keeping challenges that I'm going to be participating in or that are coming up in the upcoming months. So you can see here under June, I have hashtag hot and sticky 19. So this is created by Adrian and Dalton over on Stripped Cover Lit. And they are an AuthorTube channel that I really love. I think that I knew about them like last year and I thought I subscribed and I guess I didn't. But they, ended up in my feed because I've been watching a lot of AuthorTube and I was so excited to like rediscover them again. So I've only watched a few episodes, but I really do recommend them for authors, but also I highly recommend them even if you're not a writer because they do this really great book discussion. And at the beginning of every month, they announce what books they're going to be reading and when they're going to be reading them so that you can also read along. And they already have a bunch up, so if you want to check that out, I think they're really great and really funny. I appreciate a male's perspective on writing as well as on books. I was really happy when a couple men ended up joining our mystery book club at our local library because I love mixing it up and having all these different perspectives. And I actually found them because I was looking for reviews on a YA book that I was thinking about reading, and they were doing a discussion on it. So it was really, really great. Under July, I have one book July. I can't believe that's already coming up next month. And I don't think I'm going to do one book. Even though I'm staying in this pretty well, like just kind of one book. I still use others. But I think I'm just going to focus on one project July instead because you can do either or. In August, I couldn't remember what happens in August. So if you know, let me know down below. I'm sure as I get closer to August, I will write a challenge. I just, was having a brain fart about this month. And then September, again, I have hashtag hot and sticky. Hot and sticky is a writing challenge, and Adrian explains it best. So I will put videos down below to their YouTube channel as well as the couple of videos they already have up about Hot and Sticky 2019. as well as their June TBR in case you want to check out what they're reading for the month and you want to read along, because I'm certainly going to do so. So the name Hot and Sticky explains the time period for this challenge. It's for the June, July, August, September months. So for the summer months. And it's designed to help authors really focus on this time period and what they're going to do with their writing. So this year they asked all participants to create a contract with yourself about what you want to do for these months. And Adrian's really into numbers, and he makes a joke about how as English majors, clearly it's not our favorite thing, and it's not, obviously, but I agree with him as a planner person. It's really important for you to sit down and not just write goals, but also write how you're going to achieve those goals. And numbers, unfortunately, is a part of that. So I wrote my contract down at the bottom of June. Let me push this up so you can see it a little better. I wrote over here projects and then my goals for those projects. So Project Green, and this is an idea I got from another author tuber, and I will flash her name on the screen because I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. I think her name is Kate. But instead of giving this novel that doesn't have a title, like a title, I used to call it Witness, she gives them colors. And I thought, man, that's super brilliant. I'm going to do that. So Project Green is already started. It's a novel. And I started it last summer around this time. I've yet to finish that novel because I felt like I was lacking in education, not necessarily as a writer, which sometimes that happens. It's like, how am I going to write this? But I have a character who is deaf, and I felt like I need a little bit more education on that. So I set up an interview with a lovely woman who is a teacher at my niece's and nephew's school. So that's why you can see already up here we're on Friday the 7th. I haven't worked on the novel yet because I want to have that interview with her. And this last week I've really been focusing on rereading the project since it's been a while since I've been in that project. You guys know that last month I finished my 4th draft on my 3rd novel, and it was a novel I worked on for NaNoWriMo. So my plan for June, because I need to break these down by months also, is to finish up any open writing projects that I have, because I want to start July fresh, you know, and with One Book July coming up, I want to start with a new fresh writing project, or with just, you know, new writing projects in general. So finish this novel by the end of June. That is a goal. I've really worked on this novel a lot. It just has chapters that have like paragraphs because I didn't really know how to write them. So it's perfectly reasonable for me to have this finished by the end of June. Then we have Project Purple, and it's started. And that project is for short stories. So I want to finish 3 short stories that I already have started. Again, it's all about, you know, please finish up the stuff that you have, Sylvia, when you're editing this. Remember what you've said. I broke down Project Purple into categories of A, B, C, and D. So you can see here that C and D are new, and those are for fairy tales and other things. So when you have different genres, it helps me to divide them up that way. So I want to work on 5 fairy tales during these summer months. So my niece is home, she's 9, she loves to write, and we do this really fun thing where we'll go through Grimm fairy tales and we'll either rewrite them or we'll write what happened before or after. Also, we don't just keep it to Grimm, but that's like the name I had given it before I decided, hey, I should probably color code in this lovely, you know, blue-green color. So I labeled it Grimm, but it's not necessarily, you know, just Grimm fairy tales. So for instance, you can take something like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. When I was a kid, that story fucked me up. I'm not kidding. Like, I was always like questioning everything. Obviously now I'm an atheist because I just wasn't buying what people were selling. But I just remember thinking, like, where is that girl's mother? Like, where are her parents? Why is she in the middle of the woods? So my niece and I, we like to have like a very dark sense of humor. We enjoy that. And we'll probably write a story, if we were picking Goldilocks and the Three Bears, about why she was even in the woods in the first place. So we'd probably write a story before that even happened. And it's just a fun thing that we can do since I take care of her a lot while her mother's at work. And since we have those summer months, we're going to be together a lot. It's a fun project we can work on together. Then I have Project Orange. And this is started, and this is for flash fiction. So I want to write 8 new flash fictions, and I've already started 4. So again, that will go with the month of June because I just want to get things finished up. Off to the side, I wrote goals, finish all open writing projects in June, start new projects, stories for July. and then Start the Fireman. So the Fireman and Park short story are two short stories that won't leave me alone, and they're like, please give me some time. And since I was working on editing the novel last month, I was really like, no, you can't start any new projects. Let's get this done. And I'm so grateful that I pushed through and did that. But sometimes stories and characters won't leave you alone, and it's okay to give them a little bit of time, even though you have like a project that you're working on for the month or the week or even the day. Down here, I wrote Hot and Sticky 19 because I want to be participating in making videos as well as posting to Instagram. So if you're an author, don't forget to post to Instagram so that we can all see everybody's progress and help keep each other productive, hopefully. Of course, this month is going to be busy because usually we have Happy Birthday Week because this is my birthday here and this is my boyfriend's birthday here. I'm going to be 38, I know. Usually we have the same birthday week, but of course here you can see that it's going to be in 2 different weeks, and that's okay. But again, I think I might add to this, but for right now, I know myself and I've learned so much about not being a perfectionist while you're a writer, but still I have issues. So even though this might not seem like a lot to people for 4 months, I definitely will add on. But for right now, I have to be realistic about, doing freelancing and, activities with my niece and other stuff. Like life, sometimes you have to go to the bathroom, sometimes you have to sleep, darn it. And so right now, this is what I'm doing. So you can see here that I've already started and I've been backtracking for these couple of days that I was out of town at a graduation. So if you haven't started Hot and Sticky, know that it's for the entire summer and you can start at any point. So if you're starting here on Friday the 7th in the middle, of the day, that's okay. Like you can start whenever you like. Since I got to start late on the month, I'm going to take the time today to go ahead and delegate these projects on certain days or what have you. Like if I want to work on short stories this week, write them in. I'm going to do that also for the upcoming months so I can kind of average out how long I have for each short story, as well as for the flash fictions and the fairy tales. That just helps me kind of see, okay, like this week you can work on fairy tales, you need to get this many done. Certainly just breaking down a project that seems so large into smaller increments is really helpful to me, and it makes me feel like I'm less overwhelmed. So that is what I'm doing with my monthly. I have some more ephemera back here. And then, of course, some more stencils. You gotta have them. And these are really great. I love using these, whether they're in my journal, my planner, or I'm reading, of course, for Mystery Book Club. I like to, mark off every 50 pages or what have you. This second insert is a sticky note insert, and it has this clear flap on it to keep them from getting damaged or bent. And I just, I have it on the string itself. The other two are piggybacked in. And I have this insert I created myself with the beautiful Tomoe River paper that's like Bible-y thin. Love this paper. And I just wanted to combine these two. So they're probably the real thickness of an actual insert when you look at them. But I took out about 2/3 of the sticky notes because they were so thick it was like out of control and I didn't need all of them, so I stuck them onto a laminated sheet so that they'd have a place and they're over on my desk and I can add them as I need them. So this insert is just for notes, and I made it very thin, and I just took apart another Traveler's Company insert and I created like 3 of them instead of 1 because there's so much paper in there. On the inside, because I'm like sticky note crazy now, and I'm gonna have to do a video on, like, I have a whole corkboard right here dedicated to sticky notes, and that's how I'm keeping my getting things done method instead of keeping it in an insert anymore, because that way I can move in and out of things and I can just take the sticky notes out if I need to. So on the inside of the front cover, I always keep my word count. So this is something you can get off the interweb, right? And this is like a general estimate for, these categories, but you should always look at wherever you're submitting, and they usually will give you an exact word count. But I just have this here. In the back, I don't really have anything. I thought, when I decide to submit to an online magazine, if there are certain word counts that they want, I can just write it here. That way I know for the future. This is something I've done before, but I've been doing it again lately. I took a laminating sheet that I ran through with nothing in it, and I just washi it in. And I like using this because it'll lay flat. And if you take one of these laminating sheets and you fold it in half and you try to put it like in the center of your notebook on a string, it just always like continuously opens. It drives me crazy. So laying it flat like this works best for me. And then I have a little bit of a dashboard to keep all my sticky notes on. That way I don't just have them like all over the place, because I will. So they're all in one place. And I also have one in the back here, just extra sticky notes and then bigger ones. So this I can take out. I went ahead and I got a new post office box. So it was $126 for a size 3 post office box, because I mean, oh my gosh, we just had this small standard one, and the other day we had been gone, you know, for graduation last week, and it was like 3 days. We're gone for like 3 days, and we ended up like having to go to the front because we had one of those yellow cards, and it wasn't even for a package. We just had so much mail it wouldn't fit in there. My boyfriend does reviews for things, and I of course also do reviews for things here on YouTube as well on Amazon, and so we just needed a bigger box. Plus I set up a newsletter through MailChimp, and I found out that they require, I guess by law, for you to have your address on things, and I was like, oh, so we just needed another box. So there's that. And then I just prepped some pages in here for when I decide to use it for notes, just to make it look pretty, because I'm just not like cool enough to get it together and like design pages and make them lovely. I try, but it doesn't happen. But you know, this helps with the blank page. You can just go ahead and write notes and it's fine. And I love this little pander. Isn't she adorable? I know. And that's my notes insert. And of course the sticky notes. So on the back of this, it's very boring. Let me show you how it looks. It looks like this. So I just taped in this flyer pamphlet. I don't even know what you call these things. Why don't I know that? I just can't even think. It's earlier. Did I mention that? This is from my local library. So we're doing summer reading events with my niece, and they have all of these awesome activities, and they're also doing Star Lab, which I think is great. And so I'm looking forward to this. I love Greek mythology. Anything that has to do with Greek mythology, your girl is on it. So I'm excited for that. And then I saw this and I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I'm Native American. We live here on the reservation. And again, we've talked about how I live on a sort of privilege reservation. It's not, you know, all of those things that a lot of people think about. So I was like, this is great. I was like, I have no idea what the hell that means. And I probably should. So I'm excited for that one also. And here I've just marked out the name of my town. And I don't know why I do that, because again, it's going to be on my address when people get newsletters and what have you. And I don't even know. I just kind of need to get over that. I just feel like we all have it in our minds that we need to protect ourselves here on the interweb, and I just like I'm just used to doing that, so it is what it is. I need to get over it. And then here I have my weekly. So the weekly is a little different than the monthly. You saw the monthly, and that is just dedicated to my writing. This is more for tasks and what I get done, and you know, probably what I don't get done. And I just decorated it a little bit. These are the MU stickers you've seen before. They come in 2 sheets like this. I got them from Cute Things from Japan, and I did a whole haul on them. And they're just little stick-ons, or rub-ons rather. You just put them on there and rub them on. And it's great because I'm a lazy planner and I'm not going to get it together to draw all that. So I've already started working on some things, getting stuff done, important things I've gotten out of the way. Yeah, and it's like I'm working on things here. It's been a challenge all on its own to balance my everyday tasks and things. It's like, don't forget to do the dishes today, Sylvia, but I also need to write. So it's been a challenge, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to be better about balancing things. Normally, all of the housework, everything that's like a major appointment or task gets done, and then my writing doesn't get any attention at all. Or it's the opposite. I'm trying to be better this summer about, you know, balance. Hopefully that's going to happen. That is everything, and I'm going to put links down below for the TBR for stripped cover lit, as well as, and I hope that you guys do follow along on some of their book discussions, because it's pretty awesome. And if you are an author, I hope that you participate in the Hot and Sticky Challenge. I will definitely be there, and if you have any questions, you can always ask me also, and I will try to help as much as I can. It's going to be awesome, and I'm really glad, because I was already going to be doing writing for the summer. Honestly, the summer months are my best time for writing. Of course, you have Preptober and you have NaNoWriMo, and then after that, I don't do any writing again until like, or the end of, or middle of April. I just can't seem to get it together. So this is a great challenge. It's great timing for me. I hope it works out for you also. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.